Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. This is a really cool game. A lot of people have probably played it, and if not, you've probably heard of it. And yeah, Kirby is of course that pink guy who eats things and gets power-ups. We have a demo here, which shows things I'm going to be showing in a few minutes anyway. So I guess we probably won't spoil too much of that. But yeah, this game is fantastic, came out all the way back in 2000. I actually don't have a file on my cartridge that is 100% beat. What happened was, back in the day, I actually borrowed it from a friend and completely got every single item on their cartridge, and then I never actually owned it until many years later when I got into video game collecting, and it's one of those games I've always wanted to get around, and have a seat, and just play through the whole thing. It's not a super long game, so it actually wouldn't take too long, but it's one of those games I've always really wanted to play through again. But I just have not gotten to it, but I figured it would be fun to do a random game of the day of it. So let us start from the beginning on file number 3. Do you know how to use Kirby's copy ability? Yes, we do, and if you don't know, I shall be explaining it soon. But we have Kirby watching some shooting stars when this thing comes and bumps into his head. And is holding a Crystal Shard. Who would have thought there would be something in this game called that? I mean, I guess no one read the title. So, they're all like, hey, here you go. Except that's only one of like 5 billion of them that we're going to have to find. And so Kirby seems happy enough, although something's following it that's going to try and destroy the universe. So Kirby, known for his universe-saving abilities, now has to go on a gigantic quest to find all of the Crystal Shards and defeat the gigantic monster. And we start our quest off at the Pop Star. So you go to various planets. We cannot actually go around the universe to see the different ones we're going to be going to. And each of those planets has different levels within them. And that thing right there says it's level 1, and there are 3 Crystal Shards hidden in this level. Crystal Shards are required. You must find all of them to get the true ending. Although, other than that, I don't remember if they're required to unlock levels. Or if they are, I've just always had so many that's never actually been an issue. But yes, you play this game. It's actually a side-scrolling game. The environment is 3D, but you can only move left and right along with, up and down with Kirby's trademark floating ability. It's really weird though, because it doesn't use the thumbstick, it only uses the D-pad. Anyone who's tried to use the D-pad on the Nintendo 64 controller will know that it feels kind of weird. But yeah, other than that, it's your typical Kirby game. You eat stuff, you devour stuff, and you get the ability of some of the enemies that you defeat. Now in this game, you can press the down C button to hold the ability that you currently have in the air, and you can throw that at another enemy to combine 2 abilities together, and it changes what the attack that you have does. So as you saw, we had a fireball, but when we combine the fireball with the needle, we get a fire arrow, which is really cool. And unfortunately, you can only combine 2 things, but you can combine every single item in the game with every single other item in the game. So it's really neat. They all do different things, and pretty much all of them are required. Wait, wow, I actually didn't mean to shoot that. Pretty much all of them are required for various secrets throughout the game. So yeah, we have Needle. That guy doesn't have an element, so it's no point on using it with him. And yeah, so you're going to want to use these attacks to, of course, destroy enemies, and there will be secrets which sometimes require an extremely specific attack, and you can usually find out which attack that is, and I'll show you how once we see something in the future that reveals what that is. So yeah. Needle and Cutter gives us the gigantic teeth, and if you throw a big thing, it pretty much goes through everything. That guy doesn't have anything. Now you can collect stars throughout the levels, and if you fill up that whole bar at the very bottom there, it will give you a 1-up. Also, there is a Crystal Shard. They're usually hidden throughout levels, but that one wasn't very well hidden. You can also combine 2 of the same item together to usually get a super powered up version of whatever the base power-up is. Now we have the super spiky Boomerang of Death, Maximum Tomato, and here is our first mini-boss. Normally you would have to spit back the dudes that he spits at you, but since we have a weapon, we can kind of just destroy him like that. Is there anything in this room if you kill everyone? No, there is not. Yeah, there were 3 Crystal Shards in this level, so we have 2 more to go. And yeah, of course, the game starts out very easy. I typically find that Kirby games aren't too difficult. I don't think that this one gets too hard. Especially in the beginning, it's not too bad. I actually have to admit, unfortunately, that I haven't played too many Kirby games. I've played the Game Boy ones, or like the original Game Boy one, I've played the NES one 100%, and I've played this one 100%, but other than that, I haven't really kept up too much with Kirby, and it's a shame. I guess it's because it's one of those things that I didn't grow up with, because this was actually the very first Kirby game that I ever played. And we'll get back to that in a second, because what I want to mention here is sometimes you will see kind of structures throughout the level that kind of stand out, like this black kind of podium right here. And usually when you see a structure like that, it means that you need to use an attack that is the same color in order to break it. So as you can see, the bomb down there is black, the podium thing is black, so if we attack it with the black item, it reveals a Crystal Shard. Now sometimes you will find structures which can be green and orange, which means that you need to combine the green and orange power-up together in order to break it. Also, if a structure is only one color, you can use something like fire and bomb to break a black structure, just like you could also use fire and bomb to break a structure that is only red. So you need to look out for things like that as you play through the levels, because things like that pop up very often. But yeah, Kirby is now a fireworks guy, which is pretty crazy. Also, we have Waddle Dee guy there, who picks up a Crystal Shard. Although we also have this black mess thing, with the gigantic eyeball who goes around. He messes everything up, or I guess it's a he. What gender are eyeballs? I don't know. In French, everything has a gender, right? Les and la. What gender are eyeballs? For all the French experts who watch my videos. Well, yeah, it's kind of freaky. As a kid, I was like, whoa. Kind of weird. It's like, he's possessed. Although with power-ups, you can usually pretty easily kill anything. Otherwise, you usually have to wait for the actual real way to kill enemies. Usually they'll drop some kind of enemy that you can spit back at them. But when you have a power-up, it's usually not so bad. Yeah, like right there, we could have eaten those stars and thrown them back on it. But anyway, we beat him. We get the Crystal Shard. And that is all 3 in the level. But yeah, as I was saying, this was the very first Kirby game I ever played. It's really weird. Kirby was originally on the Game Boy, and then it had an NES game. I can't think of too many series that started on a portable. Or, I mean, there are series that have started on portables and on the console, but especially series that started on the Game Boy and then had an NES game. Also, here we have the kind of level-ending bonus game where you need to jump to a certain spot on the map and get whatever item you want. Usually you want to go for the card, which is up the kind of bottom left there. Now we need to decide his jump height. I think we want to kind of do that, and you get the card. Because those have enemy and kind of other character data on them, and you can only get them at the ends of levels. So you could go for the 1-up and stuff, but then you'll beat the game and be like, hey, I don't have any of these cards. I don't think they're required for 100%, but they're still cool to have. And usually going behind the start gives you kind of a star. So it is kind of a shame, though, that I haven't really played too many Kirby games. I guess just because I have so many other series that I keep up with, it's hard to find time to fit Kirby in. So, people who are, into the Kirby series out there, let me know what you think of other Kirby games. Like, I know my sister really liked, there was the Mirror one for Game Boy Advance, and there was Squeak Squad. I didn't mean to do that. And there was Squeak Squad for the DS, I think. She liked those. So someday I might have to try those out. I didn't mean to do that. I don't think there's a spring power-up, is there? No, these guys are just generic. So, let me know what you think of other Kirby games out there. Do they have collectibles? Like, this one is, of course, my favorite part of video games is usually the collectibles. So I love trying to find all the Crystal Shards in this game. Just like, what am I trying to say? Like, in the original Kirby, or I guess it's not the original one, but in Kirby on the NES, there's the hidden switches that reveal secret areas and stuff. So I love things like that. So let me know. Like other Kirby games that have lots of hidden secrets, because I would like to try them out. But otherwise, yeah, just regrettably, other than this, and the NES Kirby, and the original Game Boy Kirby, I just haven't played too many Kirby games. And this seems to, like, the explosion's too big! It's killing me! I think we'll take some electricity and just call it a day. That's a pretty cool power-up. And let us go inside the Tree of Mystery! And what have we got in here? This guy's a spike thing, so we can combine that, and we get spike electricity, and wow. It's kind of like Pikachu's B-down attack from Smash Brothers, where it destroys everything above you. Also, you can drop through platforms in this game, right? Yes. Where do I want to go? Okay, there's nothing in this corner. Sometimes this game is nasty and hides things in places that you don't typically think to look, like behind the start and in corners of rooms that just kind of slip your mind to check. So you always need to be careful of things like that, like up in the ceiling. Who's even going to think to look for all of these stars in the ceiling? Now, do I want to keep this power up? Unfortunately, kind of useless, because it's always good to have something that can attack in front of you, and not so much above you. Like, I should be murdering Waddle Dee right now, but it's not exactly working. I think we're going to want to pay attention here, because I think there's a Crystal Shard coming up. It has, unfortunately, been a while since I've played this. I definitely want to play through it again someday. Maybe a Let's Play. It's not that long. Maybe. Maybe. People need to tell me all about what other games I need to play. But no, why am I stuck underneath? Unfortunately, I don't think you can float forever. Yeah, he starts to get tired. No! I did everything I could. I kind of messed up, but I think we start right here. Question is, that I forget, do you need to recollect Crystal Shards if you die and don't get to a checkpoint? I don't think so. But I'm not 100% sure, so I guess we'll jump down there just to make sure. Is it coming up? I don't want to anticipate it and then screw up anything. Let's see. Let us see. It should be coming up. Oh, the stars that you... Okay, so if the stars don't come back, I would assume that the crystal probably doesn't come back. Okay, so we'll just call that a day. Also, can you kill Waddle Dee? I think that's the question we are all pondering right now. No, so Waddle Dee is good in this game. Sometimes Waddle Dee's a jerk, but in this game, I guess Waddle Dee decided not to be a jerk. Also, there's cake up there, but we don't need it. Darn it, Andrew, you missed the one-up. How did I forget about that? That's a really nasty trick. Fall straight down. Oh, wait, there's a secret hidden to the left or right. That's something like Mega Man would pull. Hiding an E-tank or a one-up off to the side as you're falling down a gigantic hole with spikes on the side. Not like we're going to need it. We're not going to be playing the whole game anyway. And this boss, I think it's basic enough. Kind of clear. He's not really hurting anyone. Actually, I guess he's kind of blocking the door. So for that, you must die. Ooh, and we don't want to forget that. There we go. I actually forget how many this level has. That was 2 anyway. And here we have Painter McPainter. She paints things, and then they come real somehow. Don't ask me how that works. It's a rainbow paintbrush. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to have one more Crystal Shard in this level. And hey, look, it's Return of Static Black Thing. Yeah, this is going to be really freaky. Thankfully, it didn't give her one eye. We would have had some Futurama shenanigans going on here. Although we don't actually have a power-up right now. It kind of sucks. And that guy's going to come after us. Can we shoot you in the background? That's not how this works, I guess. I forget exactly how this fight works. Also, yeah, it's funny. You can kill stuff with the kind of puff of air that you spit out when you are in the air. Also, okay, we're just supposed to destroy her creations. That's how you kill this boss. What the heck is that? Okay. I don't remember that, but maybe I'm just remembering wrong. That was very weird. Now I believe we're going to have to destroy whatever the heck this thing is. Oh, actually, that looks like one of the animals from Kirby on the Super Nintendo, which I actually don't own. The only Kirby Super Nintendo game that I own is Kirby's Dream Course, which is that freaking mini-golf type thing. If I owned the other ones, I would play them in a second. But I don't know why. Kirby games seem to be quite rare. Even Crystal Shards. It's very sought after. But you don't really see it around too much. I know that there's Epic Yarn and Nightmare in Dreamland, I believe it is. I think Return to Dreamland was on the GBA. But yeah, Nightmare in Dreamland I think was the one on the Wii. So those look pretty cool. Which one's better? And which one has more collectibles? Let me know that. Maybe I'll check it out. Although I know a lot of people are comparing Yoshi's Woolly World, which was recently announced, to Kirby's Epic Yarn. I mean, honestly, the art style doesn't really matter to me. I don't really see it as ripping it off. Yoshi's Woolly World is being made by Goodfeel, who made Wario Land Shake It. And I didn't know that at first, because they didn't really make that very clear at E3. What the heck is going on here? So that's actually pretty cool, though I still don't think it looked too interesting based on the trailer. Maybe I need to see more. But it's definitely not something I'll pick up on day one, but if a lot of people say it's really good, I'll probably go after it. Miles Luigi will probably be the judge, because he wasn't a big fan of Yoshi's 3DS New Island kind of thing. So we'll have to see what he says. Also, what's... Okay! Okay, then. Okay. So I'll probably wait to see what he says. I like Goodfeel. I was gonna say Yoshi's Land Shake It. Wario Land Shake It was a very cool game. But yeah. We have now defeated you. We're going to get the thing. And Painter Girl thing is going to join us on our crazy adventure. Now I need to think about this for a second. Just ditch her. Well, I guess not. And that's the end of that chapter. Although we have the card now, and it's way over there. So I think you need to press A when he's like really mushed down to get the highest jump high. Yeah! 2 for 2. Very nice. So that's second level down, and third level is the castle town. I guess we'll probably do this one. And let's go behind the star and get our usual hidden star back there. And hopefully we can actually have more power-ups this time. We didn't have very many power-ups in the last level. But we have bomb, because, you know, rockets, bomb, same thing. Longer you hold B, the farther you throw it. It's pretty cool. What can we combine the bomb with? We can combine it with more bomb. And I believe that gives us homing missiles? Yes, it does. So these are cool. They home in on enemies, if there are any actually on screen. Or I can just wait for them to be in front of me and shoot them that way. The longer you hold B, the more bombs come out, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that is the story of homing missile. Of course, there are some attacks that are way better than others. Typically, any of the bomb attacks are pretty good. Fire attacks are pretty good. Cutter attack, especially when you have 2 of them, is really good. Yeah, so there's a few different things, and that's most of the fun of Kirby, is finding the different combinations and just trying them all out. Like, this game was fantastic for that. I think this is the first game that you could actually combine them, which is really, 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 really cool. Here, we're gonna go inside this crazy door up here. And what do we got? We have Cutter Guy. Yeah, see, it homed in on him right there. I think this thing moves. We're gonna need to keep an eye out. I think there's a crystal coming up. We shall see. I think there was something else I wanted to mention about Kirby games too. Nope, no crystal. Or do you have to wait for it to finish moving? Okay. No crystal. Yeah, it's the worst when you leave a room and then you realize that you missed a crystal as you're leaving the room. And you can't shoot downwards. You could probably suck it up if you were standing beside it, maybe. I guess I could take damage, but why would I want to do that? Although if I move to the left, is there something hidden back here? It is a maximum tomato, although it's not so useful, because I'm only missing 1 health. I remember when I played Smash Brothers for the first time, and I had no idea what the M tomato was from, so I'm like, it's the Mario tomato, but I was clearly mistaken. Anyway, we're just going to keep destroying everything, because why the heck not? And proceed. I should be trying different power-ups, but I love the rocket so much. I mean, it just spams in front of you, so you can't really beat that. It's definitely one of the most overpowered things in the game. Also, as you've probably... actually, I don't know if I've really displayed it yet. I was going to say, as you've probably noticed, but maybe I haven't actually shown it. You, ooh, oh shoot, you need Cutter! It's green, so you need the green power-up. Yeah, that's one of those jerk moves where you don't really realize what you need until it's too late. And that's like, oh, guess you're beating the entire level over again so that you can get the power-up that you need. Nothing can really be done about that now, but we can get that, which is hidden on top of that doorway there. But yeah, I mean, I should be trying different items, but I just... Rocket is the best thing ever, so it's kind of my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And yeah, that's... Oh yeah, I was talking about... Items are transferable from level to level. Also, that looked like a grinder. I'm pretty sure that was the exact texture of the grinder from Mario World, just put on to an object in Kirby. Yeah, so you can transfer them from level to level, that way you can take things that you want, and it's pretty cool. So I can just keep Rocket for the rest of the game and spam everything. I might just do that. Especially useful for a boss that's coming up. Actually, that probably takes us back. I don't believe there's anything down there, so we're not going to worry about it. Although we can go around here, and we need to keep climbing. Oh, there's a fake chain over there, and there's a fake chain here too. I don't know what the purpose of them was. But you can tell that this one over here is the real one because you have the light shining down, which you will see right now. And let us proceed up to the roof, where we will have to fight King DeDeDe, who is, once again, sometimes evil, but this time he's not. Well, he's kind of going to be evil in a second. We're going to have to beat him up. Then he's not going to be so evil. Also, I don't get why the black smoke thing, or the black fog static, always goes after people who pick up the shards, but it doesn't go after Kirby. Don't quite understand why. Maybe it's like a super secret plot point I'm forgetting about, but otherwise it's just kind of plot hole-ish. Although we're going to destroy him with rockets. Pretty awesome. It pretty much break the game. Although I'm not going to complain. Also, yeah, even mini-bosses having 2 stages is kind of funny. We will fight a real boss at the end of the world, which is pretty cool. I think you barf out that. Yes, you do. And then King DeDeDe's all like, man, I was evil just like I was in all the other games for a second. But I believe he comes along. Waddle Dee and his no mouth is going to try to convince him to come. And there we go. How about Kirby right back at you? That was a fun show. I missed, like, was Foxbox a thing in the US? Or was it always called 4Kids TV? I don't know. It was called Foxbox here at first. And it had Kirby and other shows which were a lot of fun to watch. And I missed those. Those were great. I would get up early Saturday morning, and even at like Yu-Gi-Oh! Man, I remember watching anime on TV. Anime isn't even on TV anymore, except for Pokemon. And I would get into Pokemon, but I can't watch 700 episodes of filler. So it's just not happening. So what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to eat the apples and then spit them at these dudes, but it's easier to just kind of shoot rockets at their face. So this is where it comes in handy to kind of bring items from other levels, especially at the boss battles. Because this boss is a lot slower if all you try to do is shoot, the apples at it. So we're probably going to beat this in like record time right here. Andrew's world record Wispy Woods boss battle fight. Everyone will be watching it. Okay, so we're going to shoot that. Oh, shoot. The rockets actually don't take off too much health. What you kind of want to do, you're supposed to grab the apples. And if you eat more than one at a time, actually you're not supposed to eat them, you just hold them in your mouth. But if you suck up more than one at once, it creates a bigger item. It creates a big star that will go through multiple of the roots, and it will actually take off quite a bit of damage. I'm contemplating trying it. Wow, that was stupid. I really should have just thrown that thing. Although I was trying to shoot it out, or throw it, and then pick up the apples before they disappeared. I failed all around. Hopefully now I can give you a chance to see what I was talking about. I only had a chance to pick up one. Andrew failing at the first boss. There goes my world record time limit. No! Okay. We'll get it this time. Okay, so he does whatever the heck that's supposed to be. Can we get 2? Okay, there we go. So now when we spit it out, it won't just be a small apple which only hits one root. It will actually go through multiple of them like that. And that's the best way to beat this boss. But if you only suck up one, you only hit one root at a time, and it takes like forever. So I guess you'll probably see that right now, but I think he only needs one more hit anyway? Boom! And there he goes. I don't know what this tree has against Kirby, why it always wants him dead, but oh well. There we go. And Kirby is very happy. And just like that, World 1 of Kirby and the Crystal Shards is complete. Like I said, it's not a very long game. It's not even a super difficult game. Most of the difficulty is getting the items that you need to get all of the Crystal Shards. If you go for 100%, it of course gets a little bit harder. But otherwise, I don't think the difficulty ever ramps up too much. Or maybe I'm just forgetting. Like I said, this is one of those games I really need to give another playthrough to. And I definitely recommend checking it out yourself if you haven't. I know it's on the Wii Virtual Console, and I don't know about the Wii U Virtual Console. Why aren't they just the same thing? It's all so stupid. Nintendo has no idea how to run an online store, but get your hands on this game. It's a lot of fun, and please tell me your other Kirby recommendations, because I would love to know. Especially if they have collectibles, because collectibles are the best. But with that said, thanks for watching this. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.